Today we are going to talk about how the transportation of food materials takes place in the phloem tissue. As we know that transportation of water and ions takes place in the xylem, whereas phloem transports the food materials. So, what are the food materials? The food materials are prepared by green leaves and it is in the form of starch. By the process of photosynthesis, green leaves they prepare the starch as the food materials. This starch is transported in the plants in the form of sucrose. So it is transported in the form of sucrose, and it is utilized in the form of glucose, and it is stored in the form of starch. So these are all the various forms. Primarily the food is prepared by the green leaves, that is stored in the leaves in the form of sucrose, and that is transported in the form, that is green leaves they prepare the food materials by the process of photosynthesis. The starch is converted into sucrose. It is disaccharide. And this sucrose, why it is not converted into glucose and why it is not transported in the glucose form? Because the simple reason is it is inert. It is not going to react with another elements. So that is the reason food is transported in the phloem in the form of sucrose only. So food is transported from source to sink. Then here two terms are there, source and sink. What is the source? Source where the food materials are prepared. So that is leaf. Leaves are our source. So where the food materials is prepared, that is source, and where it is transported, that is called sink, and where the food materials are going to be transported and where they are utilized, all they are called as the sink. So in xylem, if we observe transportation, xylem water ions transportation is only towards upwards they move, that is unidirectional. The transportation of water and ions in the xylem is unidirectional. But whereas the phloem transports the food materials, all the parts of the plant where they are required. So they may be transported to the leaves, stem and roots, all the parts, flowers. So the direction in the food traveling in the phloem is unidirectional. It is not in a unidirectional. It can move any side. So they may be travel towards the upside or downside and other part. It is multi. We can say in other words, multi-directional. So here food is moved from the source to sink. How it is going to be moved? That hypothesis, source and sink, that hypothesis is given by Munch scientist. Pressure flow hypothesis is given by Munch. So the source and sink is variable. Sometimes it may be variable. Sometimes Roots may store the food materials, that is later it is utilized by the all other birds and other parts. So it is sometimes it is variable. So science think it is going to be changed. So these food materials direction is unidirectional. And if you talk about the components in phloem. Phloem, what are the components present in the phloem? One is phloem, phloem parenchyma, phloem trachea, phloem sieve tubes, companion cells, and finally phloem fibers. These are the four components which are present in the phloem. So when the how the food materials are transported. Food materials means how the sucrose is transported in the plant, that is from the source to sink. Hypothesis is given by Munch scientist. Munch. He given the hypothesis of pressure flow hypothesis. Pressure flow hypothesis. How they are going to be transported, that is given by Munch scientist. It is called as pressure flow hypothesis. So it is also called mass flow hypothesis. Mass flow hypothesis, because the food materials transported in the mass, in the bulk, so they are going to be transported. So this is called the transportation, we can call it as a translocation. So translocation in phloem, translocation in phloem is unidirectional, and it is from, that is source to sink. Source to sink. So the food materials where they are prepared, that is called as source, and where they are going to be delivered, that is called sink. So when we know that the leaves prepare the food materials. So leaf will prepare the food materials. And if you talk about the components, so this is companion cells, and companion cells are associated with the sieve tube cells. Sieve tube cells are the cells which lack the nucleus. They lack the nucleus. They are going to be controlled by the companion cells. Sieve cells are perforated. They have the sieve plates. We will draw the structure. This is the structure. So this is sieve tube. This is sieve tube, and this is companion cells. Companion cells. And we have the xylem tracheus. Xylem tracheus. So this is the leaf where the food materials are. This is the structure. In the leaf also, leaf vein will be there. Inside that we have the companion cells, sieve tubes. Sieve tubes are the perforated cells. Perforated, tube-like structures. Perforated means they have the perforations. They have the small pores in the plates. They are connected with the perforated plates. Perforated plates. And they are connected with they are controlled by the nucleus of this companion cells. They are going to be controlled by the nucleus of companion cells. When food materials are prepared with the leaves, they are they are stored in the form of starch. As we know that when food materials are formed in leaves, so these food materials, how they will come into the phloem. So when they are coming into the phloem, that is called phloem, loading of phloem. When they are released outside of the part where they are required, that is called unloading. So how these materials are going to be loaded? So by the photosynthesis, plants prepares the starch. That starch is converted into glucose. First, what happening? Starch is converted into sucrose. Starch is converted into sucrose because our food materials travel in the form of sucrose only. In this, food materials are prepared and they are accumulated in the leaf. So these food materials, here the more concentration, here there is no concentration. So actively they take these sucrose into the phloem. Actively it is going to be taken in the phloem. That is called phloem loading. What is loading in the phloem? That is sugar solution, sucrose solution. Sucrose solution is going to be loaded. So actively by spending ATP, these sugar from companion cells to they move into the phloem sieve tubes. From companion cells to moves into phloem sieve tubes. Now this process is actively taking the food materials or actively taking of sucrose solution into the phloem is known as phloem loading. So it is an active process. By the spending of ATP from leaves, they are from the companions first companion cells are they are taking the sucrose solution. Again it is transported into the sieve tubes. So phloem loading is completed. Then when phloem loading is completed, he creates the hypertonic conditioning sieve tubes. Hypertonic condition is created. So hypertonic condition is created. Then what happens from this neighboring adjacent cells of xylem travels the water and ions are moves continuously. So it pumps it passively takes by the osmosis, the water moves into trachees by osmosis. Okay. So first due to when phloem is loaded, when phloem loading is taken place, ultimately the hypertonic due to all the sucrose solution creates the hypertonic condition. So when hypertonic condition is created, ultimately the water from the adjacent cells. What are the adjacent cells? Adjacent cells are xylem. So from the xylem, water comes into the sieve tubes. So now the sucrose and this solution is formed. So the solution is formed. So now sucrose plus water. This solution creates the osmotic potential is increased. So osmotic potential increased in sieve phloem tubes. In the phloem, osmotic potential is increased and water potential is decreased. So these materials moves where the osmotic potential is low towards any side. Where they found the osmotic potential is low, they move towards that. So they move towards low osmotic potential towards. Where the osmotic potential is low, they move towards that region. So like the food materials are moved in the various directions of the plant body. So what is happening in this? First phloem loading is taken place. Phloem is loading. With what solutions? With the sugars. When sugar is loaded, when sucrose is loaded in the phloem, sucrose is loaded from the companion cells to seed tubes. They are actively entered into the phloem seed tubes. And this creates the hypertonic condition in the phloem. So as the hypertonic condition is created by the high concentration to low concentration, here low concentration and here the high concentration, water will move low concentration to high concentration. So by the osmosis process, water will comes from the adjacent cells, that is from the xylem. And when water comes, ultimately the sucrose solution is formed. This is also known as phloem sap. This is known as phloem sap. This phloem sap is high water potential. Water potential is decreased, high osmotic potential. So it moves the regions where the low osmotic pressure is there. So if you take this diagram, so here the food materials are formed. So food materials are formed means, so here the concentration is more. So they are loaded into the phloem by active process. If you write the ATP here means, so actively they are taking into the phloem and water is added from the xylem. So water is added. This is phloem sap. So here this process is called phloem loading. Phloem loading. So phloem, what it is loading? Sucrose solution. Sucrose plus water is loaded here. It is transfer. Osmotic potential is increased. So here what is increased? Osmotic potential increased. So it travels the all the parts of the plant. All the parts of the plant it travels. And finally, when it reaches to the point where it has to release all the materials, in that point, here the high concentration, here the low concentration. These sucrose solution will not come easily, passively will not come. So here actively, again by spending the ATP, that is actively they release the materials. In other words, here when materials are entered, when the sucrose is entered, we use the word loading. When again this is releasing in the sink place, again it is linked in the place, we can call it as phloem unloading. Phloem unloading. So phloem is going to be unloaded, whatever the materials are there in the phloem sap, all those materials are released into the sink place. So here the source where the food materials are prepared, from that place phloem is loaded and the osmotic pressure is increased. It moves where towards multi-directional, where the osmotic potential is low. Wherever they are moving, towards that is osmotic potential is low. And finally, when they reach to the place where they are going to be unloaded the material, at that place actively by spending the material, by taking the utilizing the ATP, they deliver these materials into the sink. Here they deliver these materials. This is phloem unloading. So all the materials in the phloem, they move in the mass. They flow in the bulk form. So that is the reason this is also called mass flow hypothesis. So in the translocation of phloem, translocation of sucrose solution or sucrose phloem sap in the phloem, it is a multidirectional. It is moved due to the osmotic potential only. So first it is actively pumped into the phloem, that is phloem loading. After phloem loading, the osmotic potential is created and it moves towards the where the low potential is there. So this is about phloem transporting pressure flow hypothesis. When the food materials are transported, they are used for the energy and they are used for the formation of cellulose and they used for the formation of starch. So this is about. So here sugars, whatever the sucrose solution is, when sucrose solution is released from the phloem, ultimately the osmotic potential is decreased. When sucrose solution is released, osmotic potential is decreased. Ultimately, the water from the, this is very important, when phloems are, we can say that phloems are released or unloaded, then osmotic potential decreased. When all the contents are moved, osmotic potential is decreased. Then water from phloem, water moves into xylem. High water potential is created, then water moves into the xylem. So here first water is added to the sucrose solution and then again the water released into the xylem only. So this is about the phloem transportation. Again there is a simple diagram is given in the textbook. So that is, with this diagram you can understand that how the materials are transported. So here the P and A. So it is sink, it is the source and sink. So the materials move from the source to sink, and here xylem, water. So this is water. When concentration is more, so they take the water. When it is loaded, so when it is loaded in the source, phloem loads at the place of source, and due to osmotic pressure, water from the xylem is going to be added and it transports towards the sink. And when it reaches to the sink point, it unloads the materials. Again from the water is reached into the, again water is, due to water potential is increased, then water reaches into the again xylem only. With this simple diagram we can explain this pressure flow hypothesis. Okay, this is, thank you.